Ladies and gentlemen, let's embark on revolutionizing consented data sharing in India, the journey of account aggregators. This session outlines the evolution of account aggregator framework, emphasizing its role in enhancing financial inclusion and privacy through consented data sharing. We'll navigate through the challenges and opportunities within the AA ecosystem, shedding light on how the innovative model is shaping the future of data sharing. Join us as we explore the potential for new developments and innovations facilitated by account aggregators in data sharing. To present this session, we would like to call on stage Mr. B.G. Mahesh, co-founder, Sahamati. Let's have a huge round of applause for him, please.
The mic. So thank you, Samir and team, for inviting Sahamati to, share with you the journey of the account aggregator ecosystem. So I'll go through quickly about, what we have achieved. As you all know, the main aim of the account aggregator ecosystem is to ensure that each of us, especially the individuals and MSME, are empowered with their own data. So until now, you have seen the corporates, like, when you're browsing, the corporates are using your information to sell, something to you which you may not be interested in. And account aggregator ecosystem actually reverses that entire pyramid, where you can share your information only with, your consent to get access to formal financial services. Sahamati, which is a not-for-profit body, has been building this entire capacity for the account aggregator ecosystem. So as you may all know, that all the account aggregators are the RBI licensed entities which allow you to, to easily, share all your financial information only with your consent. And on the right up, you see the FIPs, what we call the ones where your financial information is out there. And actually down you have the FIUs, the entities which want access to your information to provide any financial service. On the FIP side, you can see that you have the, the four financial service regulators. And about 6 months ago, the taxation also has started. Now, your GST information is also there as an FIP. This entire account aggregator framework, you would see the three main pillars actually converging. Like if you see at the extreme right, we have the policy which has been codified. For example, the consent artifact is from MITI, and the account aggregator framework, which is from RBI. From Revit, you have the schemas, APIs, for the data sharing. So here is a very good example of what you would have heard about the techno-legal approach. So you have the policy, and it has been implemented actually in technology. And in the middle, now in India, you have the law of the land, so DPDP Act, which mainly says that if you are requesting for any data principal, which is the owner of the data, if you want their information, you have to show them an explicit consent. You have to specify the purpose on why you're requesting for the information and for how long will you be going to use that data. All these basic principles is already part of the account aggregator framework. So we'll have to wait for the DPDP rules, which we hear will come, sometime in May or June or so, and then we need to see what, what impact the DPDP rules will have on the existing framework. And on the extreme left is you have two new institutions which were formed. The first one being all the account aggregators, and one more is us. About us, we are building this entire ecosystem in India. So the current status of the AA ecosystem, like about 2 billion accounts have the facility to use the account aggregator ecosystem, out of which about 40 million accounts have been linked. So which clearly, we still have a lot of work to do, to ensure the consumers are making use of this account aggregator ecosystem. And until now, about 40 million consents have been successfully processed, since launch of September 2021. And as you can see in the graph, month on month, the growth is approximately 20%. So currently you have about 150 FIPs, the ones which are providing the data. Over here you can clearly see that India is, it has not got into open banking, but we have leapfrogged into open finance. As you can see, it is truly cross-sectoral. It's not only the banking data, it is your investment, insurance, so pension, and most importantly, taxation. Starting with the GST, and as we go forward, I'm sure it'll expand. And you have about 400 FIUs, which is the institutions which are getting access to the customer's information only after the customer is giving the consent. And every month about 40 institutions are joining this account aggregator ecosystem. But now all the large institutions, all the public sector banks, all the large private banks, everybody is already very active, on the AA framework. But our goal is now to ensure the long tail of institutions, whether your cooperative banks, the small finance banks, also should become extremely active on AA. And if you're curious to know that how exactly it is being used, to a very large extent, about 85% of the consents which have been approved is actually for lending, and then it is for your capital market, insurance, and the thing just started. So here is your ecosystem map, which I've already given the numbers, but the most important, I would say, is the role of the technology service providers who have played to ensure this framework got implemented in about 400 and odd institutions. So if you are interested to know the impact it has caused in the lending, like if you see the one in the orange, the amount of lending which happened in the entire FY23, and if you see in the first half of FY24, it has already grown. The one which I want to you all to look into is the average ticket size, which is all the way down, like, for the car loan, it is 8-9 lakhs. For the unsecured loan, it is 12 lakhs. And as the implementation of AA increases, and as each institution implements AA across all the journeys, okay, our aim, Sahamati's aim, is if you want to achieve the actual financial inclusion, these numbers at the bottom, what you see, has to go down drastically. So a quick example, a large bank implemented AA in a pilot, or actually in a branch, and they were able to give out the loan, including the disbursement, in about 30 minutes. And the advantage over here is all the information which they got from AA, it is completely tamper-free, fraud-free. There is no chance at all that any data which comes through the account aggregator has any wrong information. And after they implemented AA in that branch, Actually the pilot, the number of loans which they gave also increased by 20%. So like at an average, if every month they gave 100 loans, after they used AA, 120 loans they were able to give out in one single branch. So business loan also, it is pretty much the same, but the cost of acquiring a customer actually came down by 25%. All the fraud from the information which will come through AA, it directly shrunk to zero. It is not about reducing. It actually fell down to zero, and the amount of business they were able to handle increased by 30%. And again, actually, the TAT is the thing which improves in lot. Instead of waiting for a few days, you are able to close end to end in about 30 minutes. So now we always speak only about lending, but account aggregator is not about only about lending. No, lending is a low-hanging fruit, so everybody goes for it. But in India, the penetration of insurance is extremely low, especially in this example. As you can see, this information we got from a couple of private insurance companies, so it is not very, very large, but at least it is indicative. So, even before they used Account Aggregator, 20% of their portfolio was for the self-employed, people. But once they used AA, they were able to actually double it. So if you see on the other side, for the low income, the people who are earning less than 5 lakhs, they were able to cater to a very a large population, which increased by 7x. So you can see that even in the initial stages of Account Aggregator going live, provided the FIU is very, very committed and they're very serious, you do see the advantages. So, this entire Account Aggregator ecosystem has been live for 3 years, and Sahamati has been up and running for about 4 years. So, we feel it has reached a stage where now we need to think about, where are we going from here? So now we have about 400 and odd institutions which are on AA, but the number of entities which qualify to participate in AA is about 10,000. So still we have a lot of work to do, and as I said, it is very important we think about the long tail of all institutions, that they need to participate over here if we want to achieve financial inclusion. Secondly, about a month and a half ago, RBI came up with the draft of the SRO framework, and we have already formed a group to start planning, by which Sahamati can apply to become the SRO for the Account Aggregator ecosystem. So thirdly, government, what has happened is, so the DPDP has been passed. So in few months, once we get the rules, we'll see about what impact it will have on AA. GST has gone live, and we hope in the next few months, we will see the income tax information also will go live on this. And in the recently, concluded, very successfully concluded, so G20 in India, all the G20 countries agreed if they want to achieve the financial inclusion in their respective country or in the world, they have to use DPI and specifically a data sharing framework, something like AA. So lastly, the consumer pillar. So we do have like about 30-40 million consumers who are on AA, but we need to start working towards a very, very large population, like at least a billion, who are going to use this very important framework. And RBI has already started very good consumer awareness campaigns. So this slide for me is very dear. We always speak about actually a company having a balance sheet, but I think it becomes very important each of us and MSMEs also are able to generate a balance sheet. And currently in AA, you do have about 15 FI types have gone live, which means your bank statement, your investment, insurance, so which is sufficient. And on the fly, you do have FIU apps which are able to actually show you that how much you're earning, how much you're spending, and all these apps can add features for generating yours or your family's balance sheet, which is very important. If each our family should be financially healthy and the country is healthy. And as we go forward, we do expect actually the joint accounts also will go live. As of now, only the singly held accounts are actually live on AA. But as we go forward, you will see the corporate accounts, income tax, so PF, all this will is something when it will go on to AA, it will become very rich and very, very convenient. And we hope that after the DBDP Act rules come out, all your all your information which is on the DigiLocker, your property records, etc., is something which you are able to, share on, on this framework. So we are running out of time, but even here, you have heard about the lending and insurance, etc., but each of these use cases are the ones which will bring the difference actually for the country. Okay, to give you one example, like if you see the banking correspondents, they play a very important role in the country who are printing your statement. Now with Account Aggregator framework, they are able to print actually the statement of not only of the bank they represent, but any other bank. So it becomes very, very convenient, for actually the customer. I will actually jump even to the last one, even for the government, which has so many schemes, like you say, where you learn new skills with the hope that you find a job. So the only way the government is able to actually confirm or verify that you have found a job and you are getting a salary is if they are able to, have a look at your bank statement. And through Account Aggregator, when you share your statement, that ministry is able to verify, whether you have benefited from that scheme or not. It is advantageous because it is technology driven and it is not manually driven. I will skip because the time is up, because we started late. Yeah, basically, Sahamati, as I informed, is a not-for-profit body. We have been working for almost 4.5 years. And, we work with all entities who are allowed to participate in this ecosystem. We work with them on all these 4 important pillars. I think I'll stop as the time is running out. If you have any queries, I'm happy to answer now or later. Yeah, this. Go on to this ecosystem. And if you compare about where we are now, as compared to even, 3 months ago or 6 months ago, it has improved. So you will see in the next few months, all those hurdles or so will be solved.
No, putting in another way, actually banks have nothing to gain by giving the information and they have to invest a lot in the infrastructure. So unless and until banks are at least compensated for that, building that infrastructure, why they are going to increase
the
the efficiency
DPDP
of
Act, the act which has been passed now, it actually gives you the right that the entity has to share the information. It's the law of the land now. Okay. Okay. Thanks. That's it.
Sir, I just wanted to ask about the CBDT, when it will be full-fledged.
It'll be, I mean, I can't give a date. Definitely, it's a,
Something tentative.
so policy is involved, technology is involved, and the lenders are there who will work with us, okay, to understand what information works. But the actual work has started. But it will, I mean, you will see it happening. And it is happening because the government is interested. It's not we are interested. It is, they are very interested to see their information is there for the customer. It's very different, the way it is. I think somebody wanted to ask, yeah.
Yeah, hi. How AA is helping into collection and risk monitoring?
Yeah, monitoring, I can inform you because like actually the customer, I mean the borrower actually will give a consent, monitoring consent. Okay, so the lender is able to have a look at your financial health. So at least the lender will actually get an early warning signal, like if it is going south, and the appropriate action they will take.
Hello, sir.
Yeah.
One question. Is there any move that will allow more entities to be part as FIUs? So some
Such as?
use cases for, say, taxation or accounting
No,
services.
no. See, the rules as of now are anybody who's registered and regulated by any of the 4 financial regulators and GST are the only ones who can participate. Now, if your thing is, somebody who's not regulated, okay, can they participate? It is something we will have to see what the DPDP rules will say and what impact it will have on it. It's too early to say.
Okay. My question was regarding, say, CAs are regulated by ICAI. So
yeah, but it's not by these. So actually, the CAs should be representing or work with us to see if we are able to make a case. But I agree with you that they being actually part of a ecosystem as an FIU is very, very important because it is torturous to actually share all the bank statements with each CA. It is a lot of work. Okay, through A, it happens automatically. I think somebody wanted to ask in the, yeah.
So currently the account aggregator framework is for the individuals. The data related to companies is still to come on board. So
I think it will come. No, it will come. Not I think it will come. It will come. See, but there it is a bit tricky. Yeah, technologically it isn't tricky because in a corporate account you have a chain of the thing who can sign, is it single, joint, and all of that. So now that needs to get replicated onto A. So some work by the banking community on that is happening.
Yeah,
technologically it isn't an issue. It is about the policy.
yeah, there is a large use case that can come once that comes on board.
Sure, I agree with you. There's absolutely no denying. Okay. Okay, thank you.